All right, what's up guys? My name is Zach and this is my 1985 Mazda RX-7. And this is Rotary life. Over the winter, since I've had the car stored, I've actually gained quite a few subscribers. So if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for checking me out. And let me walk you through a brief history of this Mazda RX-7. Well, Rotary life started in 2015 when I bought my first Mazda RX-7. It too was a 1985 Mazda RX-7 with a 12A rotary engine and almost completely unmodified. I drove that car for about 5 months until in February of 2016, I blew up that little 12A engine. It blew an apex seal and took the whole motor with it. Over the next year and a half, I, with the help of my great friend Adam, as you know and love, put a 13B from a second generation Mazda RX-7. I bought a 1987 Mazda RX-7 known as Thorn, pulled the motor out of that car and put it into the red one. I enjoyed the red one from 2017 until towards the end of 2019, where a structural crack formed across the rear of the car from rust and salt, and it nearly split the car in two. It was no longer safe to drive. It was almost not even safe to have in the driveway. And so unfortunately, that car got stripped and scrapped. However, to take its place was this car. I found this car down in Houston, Texas, and had it shipped up here to Chicago, Illinois, where it got the 13B from the red car, which was actually from the second gen. So I have had 3 RX-7s that all had the same engine. And so that's where this car sits now. The engine is a Series 4 13B, stock port, never opened, at about 150,000 miles. It's relatively healthy, although it is in need of a slight refresh of some gaskets and other fittings. It does have bigger injectors from a Savannah Turbo 2 RX-7. They're 550s if I remember correctly. It does have a custom exhaust, a knockoff header to a custom mid-pipe welded up by my good friend Adrian to a Racing Beat muffler that actually came on the original RX-7 I first purchased in 2015. That muffler has been through it all. It's also on a standalone ECU with a fully custom wiring harness. The ECU is a Megasquirt MS3X and is on a custom tune by our good friend Adam. It's also tuned for 93 octane. And of course it has the OMP removed, so I fully pre-mixed the car. So that's the story of Rotary life up until now, but that raises the question, what's the current status of my Mazda RX-7? I get comments all the time, when are you gonna make more RX-7 videos? When are you gonna make more RX-7 videos? Well, today I'm gonna answer some of those questions. It's here. It runs, it drives, I've been enjoying it. However, that's not to say that it doesn't have a fair amount of issues. Issue number 1 is with the front suspension. The pitman arm bushing is completely gone, and so it makes this horrendous rattling metal sound while driving. I put a GoPro under the hood so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. That has to be addressed pretty much immediately, so suspension is definitely going to be high on the priority list, both front and rear. I'm not 100% sure what system I'm going to go with, probably Racing Beat springs with OEM or OEM Plus shocks and other parts like that, but suspension definitely needs to be addressed. Next up is the interior. As you'll notice, the inner door card is missing and the steering wheel is actually from my red first RX-7. These are just byproducts of it being a project car. The car did not come with a key, so I had to switch out the door locks with my old set, and so I had to take the door cards off and just haven't put them back on yet. Also, the steering wheel I do want to get rewrapped because both steering wheels that I do have, I have the original black one from this car and the one you see right now, the red one, they're both in pretty bad shape. So I want to get them rewrapped in leather or Alcantara or something like that. And I figured if I'm going to use any steering wheel, might as well use the red one since I have so much nostalgia with it. It was my first car, things like that. However, the biggest interior issue is actually back here. Somewhere, somehow, water is getting in here. I suspect these drains are probably pretty badly plugged up, but as we saw last year, I discovered the spare tire well was completely underwater. Now I did bed line it, and that actually has helped out a fair amount back here. And actually, funny story, these have drain plugs in them, and I was at the gas station and noticed that the spare tire well was full of water again. So I pulled the plug on the drain and just went on my way filling up the car. Now, the drain sits right above the gas tank, so I'm sitting there filling the car up with gas right there, minding my own business, and I turn around and I am flooding out the entire gas station with water that seemingly is coming from my gas tank while I'm filling up the car. So I'm sure I shocked a couple of people there, thinking that I was just openly pouring gasoline all over the gas station. So not great. So that does need to be addressed. I need to find where the water is specifically coming in from and hopefully reseal the back end. Mechanically, the FB is actually pretty happy. There are some things that we do need to tweak. For instance, some of the 80s electronics are not very happy 37 odd years later. I need to get a proper catch can. I probably want to update the radiator and cooling system a little bit. But for all intended purposes, this car runs and drives great. Check out this footage from the other night. So with all that being said, can you expect more FB content here on the channel? No, and there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, I don't quite have the time to really give this car the attention that it deserves. I'm pretty booked all the way up through July with filming reviews for the channel. And so this unfortunately has to be put on the back burner in order to do the thing that makes me the more money. Would I love to spend my days tinkering with this car? Yes, but I am not retired quite yet, and so that's not really an option at the moment. The other thing is that you will for sure not see an update until after Father's Day, because in my town they do a Father's Day car show every year, and last year this car wasn't running yet, and I missed that opportunity, something that I still feel terrible about. My dad is the person that got me into RX-7s, and so I was really looking forward to doing that show with him, and unfortunately I didn't make it. So at least the car is running and driving right now and will make it to the show. Once the show is over with, and I will make a video about it, then we could tear this thing apart. Then this thing can sit on jack stands for as long as I want. We could do the suspension, we could fix the leaks in the back, whatever it needs to happen. I just need to get this thing past Father's Day running and driving as it currently is. I don't want to start doing the suspension and then we run into a problem and then we need a part that's no longer available, something that frequently happens with these cars. And so I just want to get the Father's Day car show under my belt, and then we will resume with more videos about the FB, or at least updates. And that leads me to my final point of the video. If you have any questions, comments, or content you want to see about this car that's not the build update, that's not me modifying it or changing it or fixing it, please let me know. Would you want to see more POV drives of this car like that short little clip you saw earlier? Would you want to see comparison videos or anything like that? Please let me know. If there's content you'd like to see made about this car that's not modifying it, that's not Rotary Life specific, please let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for checking out Rotary Life and sticking with it. This is season 7, which means the 7th year in which I've been doing my Rotary shenanigans. I'm excited to take you guys along with that trip. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.